guys, my name's Ariana, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to properly perform a stand pivot transfer as well as a squat pivot transfer from bed to wheelchair. We don't have a wheelchair, so we'll be using this chair in place. This video is made for those of you who might have a friend or loved one who needs assistance in getting from their bed to wheelchair, so hopefully this will show you how to properly and safely do so. A couple things to keep in mind. Body mechanics are huge when doing transfers, so there's a couple pointers. You always want to have a wide base of support, so make sure your feet are a good width apart, giving you that firm grounding. Also remember to lift with your legs. You're a lot stronger that way, and that avoids any injury. And while you're lifting, make sure to keep the patient close to you at all times. So we're going to go ahead and start with the stand pivot transfer. So first we're going to have our client walk their feet to the edge of the bed as best as you can, so your ankle's just kind of hanging over the edge there. Perfect. And we're going to roll onto your side to have you sit up. You want to remind your client to keep their hips and shoulders together, rolling at the same time to avoid any injury. So we're going to go ahead and roll to our side on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Then I want you to go ahead and use that elbow in this hand to kind of push up off the bed into sitting position and bring your legs off the bed. Perfect. So I'm going to have you scoot to the edge of the bed as best as you can.
Okay.
Perfect, just like that. You want to make sure that your client has at least shoulder width feet apart. That way you can kind of get in there when you are lifting them up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this gate belt around you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to reach under just like that.
Okay.
So you want the gate belt to lay right around their waist. And you want to make sure that it's pretty snug because when they stand, it will loosen a little bit. So does that feel all right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You tuck this so it's just out of the way. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna lift you on 3, and we're gonna just kind of do a little dance, like take a few steps to turn, and then we'll walk you back into your chair. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So remember to get close to your client.
Okay.
And if you can lean your shoulders towards me a little bit, perfect. And on 3, we're gonna go ahead and stand. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna do a little walk just to pivot kind of towards the chair.
Okay.
And then walk back until you can feel the chair on the back of your legs, and go ahead and reach back for those armrests and then have a seat. Perfect. Okay, did that feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that was the stand pivot transfer, and next we're gonna do the squat pivot transfer. Okay, so it's the same thing for a squat pivot transfer. If your client started in a supine position, we're gonna go ahead and have you walk the ankles towards the edge of the bed. So this ankle's kind of hanging off the edge. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and roll you onto your side. Remember to remind your client to keep their hips and shoulders together while rolling to avoid any injury. So I'm going to help you. We're going to roll on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now I want you to use your elbow to push up off the bed, and this arm as well to bring yourself into upright position.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, and next we're going to have you scoot towards the edge of the bed as far as you can. Perfect. So when doing the squat pivot transfer, you want to make sure the wheelchair is as close to the client as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and move this a little closer to you. Perfect. Same thing, if I could go ahead and place this belt around you.
Okay.
Perfect. And again, remember you want to go ahead and snug the belt up as much as possible around their waist. Does that feel all right?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So with the squat pivot transfer, it's going to be the same thing. Remember to keep a flat back, wide base of support. Keep your client close. This time, instead of standing all the way up, we're just going to kind of stay in a squatting position and pivot you over to the chair. Okay?
Okay.
So if you can, while I'm lifting you, or if you can reach this armrest, go ahead and start reaching for it before we do the lift. That'll just help you ease into the chair a little bit better.
Okay.
And another thing that might make it easier is if we can tilt your feet this way just a tiny bit. That way when you pivot into the chair, your feet will be facing the right direction.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to stand a little close. If you can lean towards me, perfect. And we're going to pivot on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, did that feel okay?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And that is how you perform a squat pivot transfer.